year 9?
Morning, madam.
Right, our class this morning will go through our last chapter, chapter 8. Right, that will cover all clothing and textiles. Okay? Right, the main important area that I want you to take note of is our learning objective. Only one learning objective. Right? Very important learning objective we're going to classify this morning is the types of what? Fibers. Right. Can you turn to the other side of that heading? Right. You are going to see the study of fibers. Eh? What are the type of fibers that we should learn in year 9? Can anyone tell me? Put up your hand. Right. Natural fibers and man-made. Right. Very good. Natural fiber and
Man-made.
man-made. Right. Under man-made fibers, you'll have two examples again. What are the two types of man-made fibers?
Synthetic fibers.
Right. Very good. Synthetic and regenerated fibers. Right. On an empty page from your exercise book, your revision book, please take note of the two types of fibers now. Eh? Write today's date. Right. This is the revision topic: natural fibers and man-made fibers. One is regenerated and another one is what? Synthetic fiber. Right. Over here, then you take note what type of material are you wearing when you look at these two types of fibers. Fibers are made mostly from, we have animal fiber and plant fibers. Right. If you talk about animal fibers, right, that comes under both what?
Natural
Natural
fiber.
and, right, you have plant fiber and animal fibers. Right. Right. For plant fibers, what are the examples? Cotton. Another one. Linen.
Silk.
Right. Cotton, wool, linen, and silkworm. Worm comes under what? Animal. Kaya sindali kaya nalandro ikaw, kaya na mo. Ewan rin ikaw na maninggal sila. Right. And this type of foam is not underground. Right? It's present in one of the what? Shell. Right? Right? What do you call that one? No. What do you call that type of foam that you just call out?
Silkworm.
Silkworm. Right. That worm produces silk material. Right? Right? Any silk material, it's made up from what? Worm. It's a unique worm that produces fibers. Right? O nakatalamin kinala, wala sulod na darama ka, nangwani mata-mata. Right? O mo naninaman, galo. Mostly to do with the what? Swimming wear. Right? But when you look at natural fibers, they become thick in form. When you look at man-made fibers, orang agora kakadesu-desu naman, raw-raw. Right? Quando natural fibers, quando sulim, meron na ro. Right? Nawa ko diba, meron na, on sa nabulo, doon na raw ng dalo, ulit na lang. They become thick in form. Diba ba kung ginak? Laisa bababi da se, tiko binakang na condition. Atau, right? So natural fibers, we have plant fibers. Plant fibers, kung alam ko meron na punikaw. Right? You have cotton plant, you have wool. Wool does not come under plant. They come under what? Animal. So we take wool from plant fibers to animal fibers. So we have silk, worm, and wool from where? Which animal? Sheep. Very good. Ada matatago. Right. Okay, we are still on natural fibers. We haven't touched on man-made. We have identified two types of natural fibers. We have identified two types of what? Man-made fibers. Right? And all these are regenerated directly from what? Natural fibers. Right? If you talk about anything in natural form, original. Sengani lakolay na kenagaba. Na kena shell, na kena kulina, etiko binakanga, na kena thickness. Right? The thickness of the material remains in good condition. Right? Sometimes they say original product and imitation product. Imitation in the form because they have not mixed some of the chemicals again. And you'll come to learn those types of materials that are retrieved again from man-made, from natural fibers. Okay, what are the examples? Give me 2 examples of regenerated fibers. The word regenerate. What do you mean by the word regenerate?
Viscose.
No, it's an example. First of all, you are giving me an example. What do you mean by the term? Regenerated. When we talk about the word regenerated. Right, you produce another product from the original one, Right, very good, Anna. Right? You are trying to retrieve that original product into another product. You want. Using the what? Forms of chemicals. Meron nila irero binaka kinatotoka, talibo binaka, sulu, wala bolia. Ataura. Right. Okay, give me 2 examples of regenerated fibers. Viscose and acetate. Right. For synthetic fibers, nylon. Right. How do you pronounce the term? Nylon. How do you spell?
Nylon.
Nylon. Right? Right. And synthetic fibers, apart from nylon, you have what? Polyester. Yes, sir. Right. Very good. And if you happen to read along, there's a table that talks about, there's 2 students that came along yesterday. Not from this level, but ED350. Right? They came and asked what type of smell will they have. You learn this in ED350 for men. Right? At your level, you just learn the type of stitches and the types of fibers here. Once you go up to ED350, you won't be going back to learn about what? Natural and man-made. Right? This will not be given to you again in next year. You'll have to keep your notes properly. Right? Come term 3, you'll be given summarized notes, all of you. Right? The warutak namin anong daw Manila files. Right. Warutak kami na ng Manila files. Nag-isolate bigyan niyo. Pero ito nga na, upper level. Why we have done that to upper level? Because they're going to sit for the main exam. Right? Right? Any questions so far? Now you understood what is natural fibers? Right. They derive both from plant fibers and animal fibers. 2 examples that comes under plant fibers are cotton and linen, not wool. Wool comes from a sheep. Right? Sheep is an example of plant or animal? Animal. A CP. Right? Apart from those, we have a lot of animals that produce cloth right now. Right? Clothes. Very expensive clothes, Snake skin. Right? You'll find a lot of animals we don't have that in Fiji. Right? With thick furs, This is where commercial industry, clothes industries are using all these types of fibers. And fibers is an example of protein. Again, you are going back to the nutrients we are covering. Energy, bodybuilding, health, and vitamins and minerals, or health protective, right? So from lower level you learn about energy, bodybuilding and health protective food. But when it comes to E11, right, to E13, you're going to cover 4 types of nutrients. What are they? Carbohydrates, proteins, what else? Fats, vitamins and minerals. Right. Fat, what is the scientific term? Fat, what is the scientific term? Starts off with the letter L. Somebody is calling out the term. What is it anymore? Tell me. Second word. Lip what? Seningua, what is it? Don't be scared if you call out wrong answer. You are learning. Lipids. You have come across this in primary school as well. Health science, elementary science. Am I telling the truth? Yes, it's part of the primary school, year 7 and 8. Alright, I'm going to class 1 with Aki celebrates and Aki na soy. Mula tayo kontomere. Lipids, right? Another term for fats is what? Lipids. Right? Carbohydrates, what is another name for carbohydrates? Starts off with the letter E. Right? Carbohydrates, common term we use is energy giving food. Protein, what is it? Bodybuilding food. Right? Why I emphasize more on these nutrients? Because protein is involved. Protein, the one that produces these two. Natural fibers and man-made. The word fibers comes from what? Protein nutrient. Right? The common term that we usually use from primary school level and year 9 and 10 is what? Body building. Total na dan na classic na daw na protein. Carbohydrates na daw na total na term. Energy. Right, energy. Health protective. Now it's changed to what? Vitamins and minerals. Ataura. Ang matatama eh? Right. Sinindu-indu yung carbohydrates, sinindu-indu yung energy. Right? Oro over ang naksana. Naguna na sa may buhat na nutrients ba na daw? Right? Because they have separate fat nutrients from what? Energy. Right? Fat, you have so many examples of fats. You have liquid, right, fat and solid fat. Kung ko na galibuli na year 11 and onwards. Right? To upper level. At the moment, you should take note only for the 4 main types of what? Nutrients. Eh? Right? What are they again? Anyone can tell me? First one? Carbohydrates. No.
Bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding. What is another term we are using now?
Protein.
Protein. Right. Protein is the main topic for today. Why? Because that is where the word fiber derives from. Fibrous proteins. Anything that comes in thin form, a mammary, right? It comes in thread-like form, hair-like structure. Ronalei sama ba arona ikiniulo go ronalei buli mera mendonai sulu. Reda ngani kambas mendonai sulu elak me bada tik-tikina. Ewani dulu mai. Dine selas. Right. That thread-like form comes in the name of what? Fibers. When you join the fibers together, it makes up one cloth material. Understood? Right. I'll give you an activity, right? And this will be part of your exam. Right? Make sure you revise it well. Right. Copy this down. Everyone. Already? Copy it down. Solo. Right, I'll move around and I'll give up one very small activities on the board, and this will also be part of your revision as well for homework. Right, this is another topic what?
Food study.
Food study and kitchen one.
Linen.
Equipment. Right, this is your activity. Just note down what are all the things that you should take note under food study. Right, the terms. Identify and find out the meaning. What is food? Preservation. Another one? What else do you have under food study? You have to learn about the terms. Nutrients, right? What else? Nutrition. Good. Nutrition. Natalie. Under food study. There's a what? Breakfast types of meals, I think. The 3 types of meals, what are they? Breakfast, lunch and dinner. Right. Make sure you know the meaning. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. This will come under section B. Right, you have to know the term as well for snacks, Right, all that comes within your multiple choice. So make sure you study it well. When is homework? Thursday. Okay, you have another day to revise. Or I'll just put up the topics on your notebook. Yama, you come and remind me. Anything else that comes under food study? Right, kitchen equipment. Right, I'll give you 10 minutes to do this. Answer all, right? Right, the kitchen equipment, what do you have?
Spoon.
What else do you have? Grater. What else?
Whisk.
Anything else? Whisk, right?
Measuring cup.
Measuring spoon.
Right. Anything that comes with the word measuring, you'll see the measurement on the side of the equipment. Right? Kaya kung nag-iwantag na lang ng term, measurement. Right? If there is no measuring right on the side of the equipment, then that is not part of the measuring equipment. Right? Measuring spoon, measuring jug. I think we have a measuring jug in the whole methodology. Right? measuring jug. Right. Try to find out the meaning and then I'll ask my individual to answer these terms. You have to write down the roles and function of all those. Come here to stop staring with a proper ruler. Right? Write all those terms down. Quickly write the terms down. Stop staring. Silhouette. Don't eat your blue pen. I'm trying to show you. If you see a measuring cup, there will be a measurement on the side. Numbers. And what type of measurement? This is in metric form, millimeters right on top, right? If you don't have values on the side or measurement on the side, then that is not part of what? Measuring equipment. It's a normal equipment. Does this one have a measuring equipment?
No.
Does not have the figures, eh? And quickly write all. It's not that you copy it alone and then you don't attempt the meaning. Just write down the terms so that you know the meaning. Stop asking for things to decorate your words. The most important thing is to take note of what everything covered. Do not talk. Only your hands should be moving. Hurry up before the bell goes. There will be a meeting going on during recess, so stop coming to the corridor here then. Because you bring your different colored threads. You don't have your threads here. Next time when you come, right, just a reminder, EN9, next time when you come, you have your materials here. It's a white material that Loata gave it to me yesterday. Right. So what I do, I distribute 4 each to you people. It's more than enough for everyone. But I want you to bring colored threads, very small colored threads, with your needles together. Right? You're going to buy your own sewing equipment. Right? You can do that for week 1, term 3. When you come in as well with your Manila what? Folders. Yeah, sana sila ni kinam do summarize notes. Right? And your worksheet. Only one Manila files. If you can buy more than one, good on you. One for worksheets and pastilles, and then one for your notes. And your colored pen. Waktu tiku mana kamera nyo maku tiku na dawa. Wuli. Kami na kita. Kunyo ka na makaloko. Right? Namu baba bo. Kanu may kuna nung yani buli. More than important. Right? It takes you a long time.
Chapter 7.
Oh, you drag like a grandmother. Hurry up. Underline your work. Please have a habit to underline your work, eh? Make your work look presentable, eh? From the term nutrition, and your rubbish, dispose them properly. Two. One talks about the word food, and the other one talks about the word preservation. Preservation comes from the term what? Preserve. Preserve is to keep or serve. Serve? No. something that you need to preserve is for you to safekeep, right? In terms of food, what do you understand by the term food?
Is nourishing substance.
Right. It's a substance that nourishes our body. Your body and my body. Right. And what is food preservation together?
It's the process of keeping food for some time so that it can be used at a later time.
Right. Make sure you write all those definitions during exam. Right? Not just calling it out and read it along, during class time. Revise it. Bule soni ko nala ko lebe bulu. Pikir nala ko nangas berlebe bulu. Kendo do bule soni. Uni memang lebe garag uni orak yo ero. Right? That's important for you. Alright. An example of food preservation. When it comes to definition, I want you to provide one example as well. Give an example of preservation. Example of preservation is what? One is jam making. Alakacham. Right? Piglets. What else? The piglets that you make, right? You add jam, right? What are those sugar used for? To preserve the taste, So jam making is one very good example. What else? Chutneys, right? That is a very good example of what? Food preservation. You keep it for a long period of time. Vinegar, right? You use vinegar with or you use normal water with chilies, right? If you expose them in a dry environment, what will happen to the chilies? The freshness will disappear from there. Right, nutrients. Saliata, what do you understand by the term nutrients?
A substance that provide nourishment to the body.
Right, substance that provides. Right. In other words, they are much more similar to the term what? Food. Right? Daughter, stop playing. Right? If I place the terms right, they are related to each other. Once you know how to preserve food or how to keep food for long, right? Especially when you serve food for dinner or serve food for lunch, right? Sometimes when we serve the food directly from the pot, we leave the spoon inside the pot. That will likely to what? Deteriorate the condition of the food. Right? Now, listen. Do not play. Right? Nutrients. An example of nutrients. Give me an example of nutrients. Carbohydrates. Good. What else? Fats. Right. Some people are really listening during a discussion time. What else? Fats and vitamins and minerals. Right. Those are the four main types of nutrients. What is the highest one? Carbohydrates, then protein, then fats, then vitamins and minerals. Again, shall we start off from the beginning? Carbohydrates, protein, fats, not vitamins, it's vitamins and minerals. Right, good try, Marcelo. Right, it's vitamins. Right, four main types of nutrients. Right. You have carbohydrates, protein,
Fats,
fats,
vitamins,
vitamins,
minerals.
and minerals. Right. Now they have right? They separate vitamins from minerals. Because for vitamins, we have different types of vitamins. What are they? Vitamin A,
Vitamin D,
vitamin B,
vitamin C, vitamin D,
vitamin E, and vitamin
K.
right? All these are types of what? Vitamins, right? If we go to the last one, minerals, what are the example of minerals? Give me an example of minerals. What do you usually add to your cooking so that it provides a taste, good taste of flavor?
Salt.
Salt, very good. Right? That is an example of what? Mineral. Right? What elements that you learn in basic science? Right? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, all those make up what? The word minerals. Right? Those are examples of minerals. The elements. Right? Air, good. These are the elements. Carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. This is the formula for what? Carbohydrate. Right? Kita nggak usah kilasan na iyan na nalang na formula nila. Carbohydrate. Carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. Right? Understood? Year 9.
Yes.
Right. Ulitan na kamo ni kuha. Na lumati ko lang talay bale ulitan na ka. Nakato sa ulitan utimay. Right? On your types of fibers. What are the two main types of fibers? Natural fibers and man-made fibers. What are the two examples of natural fibers?
Plant fibers.
Right. What are the two examples of plant fibers? Two examples of plant fibers.
Cotton
and linen.
Two examples of animal fibers.
Wool.
Right. And regenerated fibers for man-made. What are the two? Viscose and what? Acetate. Right? What are the synthetic fibers?
Nylon and
Nylon and
polyester.
Right? Another good example is polyamide. Right? If we talk about these are all mixture of right, the plastic materials, not non-metal. Right? Good try, Anna. But we're looking at fibers, right? Fibers are mostly made up of what? Non-metal, right? That is quite right. Non-metal, see? They are soft, flexible, easy to fold, right? All those terms that you use in basic science also used under what? Fibers. Right? Dove arrow. Asul naman ang gosi berni ini na lesson ito. Anybody wants to ask for one question based on what we have covered here? This one, you go home and learn it on your own because we have used this every day at home. Right? The types of equipments. Nanumay ko na kaya nanduin when you use the term measuring, right? Measuring cup, right? Measuring what? Jug, right? Right. That's it for today. All the best in your studies for your first paper tomorrow. Right? Revise your subjects well. Right? Wag ibali ni kuha para ito matutali. Ngoni sereki kunyo sereki. Wilta ka to na iwal. That's the time for you to recover whatever you have lost throughout the day. Alright, thank you, Ian.
Thank you.